So, this story has been presented beautifully by the writer. In this story, a boy called Patrick, who is of your age, gets inspired and motivated to do his homework by a special character in the story. The name of the character is an elf. So, it sounds interesting. So, without a delay, let's get started. The story goes like this. Patrick never did homework. Too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true. Sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus. But what could he do? He hated homework. Then one day, he found his cat playing with a little doll and he grabbed it away. To his surprise, it wasn't a doll at all, but a man of the tiniest size. He had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches and a high, tall hat, much like a witch. He yelled, Save me! Don't give me back to that cat! I'll grant you a wish. I promise you that. So, students, let's understand. In this story, a boy called Patrick, he never did his homework. Why? Because he found doing his homework very boring. Instead of doing homework, he always played games like hockey, basketball, and some video games like Nintendo. Also, his teachers used to say him that Patrick, please complete your homework, otherwise you will never learn anything. Patrick also realized this thing, that homework is important, but he feels like an ignoramus. What is the meaning of ignoramus? It means an ignorant person who lacks education. He felt that not doing his homework can make him dull and he will not learn anything. But his problem is that he hated homework. So what's the solution? Let's see. One day he found that his little cat was playing with the little doll. Patrick had a cat, and he found that his cat was playing with the doll. Patrick quickly took that doll from the cat. But Patrick was surprised. It was not a doll. Then what was it? Tell me. It was an elf. Do you know what is an elf? Can you look at the picture? An elf is the tiniest sized man. Elf is a man of the tiniest size. So, when Patrick held that man, Patrick first thought that it is a doll. But when he held that man in his hand, he was surprised that it was not a doll. It was an elf. And in the picture you can see, how does he look? The elf had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches. Breeches means short trousers, pants. And also he was wearing a high, tall hat like that of a witch. What was the elf saying? He requested Patrick to save him from the cat. Because the cat was playing with the elf, and elf felt that his life is in danger. Also, elf promised Patrick that he will grant him any wish. Oh wow! Can you see that? Elf, in order to save his life, I will fulfill your wish. Whatever you desire, I can do that for you. That's something really interesting. So before we move, let's have a look at new words. First is Nintendo. What do you mean by Nintendo? It's a video game. Next, ignoramus. Ignoramus means an ignorant person who lacks education. Next is grab. Grab means to hold something. For example, when we play cricket, we quickly grab the ball. In this chapter also, Patrick grabbed the little elf. Next word is breeches. Breeches means short trousers. Next is
Yelled,
yelled means
gave a short cry.
I hope the meanings for the new words are clear. Now let's move ahead. Patrick couldn't believe how lucky he was. Here was the answer to all of his problems. So he said, only if you do all my homework till the end of the semester, that's 35 days. If you do a good enough job, I could even get A's. The little man's face wrinkled like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper. He kicked his legs and doubled his fist. He grimaced and scowled and pursed his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I'll do it. So children, what happens? Now Patrick is very lucky. He feels that he's the luckiest boy on the earth. He feels that he has got solution to all his problems. How? All his problems were related to his homework. Yes. And as per the promise made by the elf, he has to grant Patrick a wish. So, Patrick asked him to do all his homework, and that too till the end of his semester. That is till 35 days. Patrick also said that he has to do his homework nicely so that Patrick could get A grades. How clever is Patrick? Can you see? But what about that poor elf? The little elf was in trouble now. Why? Because he was an elf. And how could he do Patrick's homework? He tried to revoke and to resist. But no use. He kicked his legs and also showed his expression as if he was in great trouble. However, he had no choice and he agreed to do Patrick's homework. He thought that it was like a curse for him. Curse means something very bad. But he was left with no choice as he has made a promise to Patrick because Patrick has saved his life from his cat. So that poor elf agreed to do Patrick's homework. Let us find some new words. First is lucky. Lucky means fortunate. We have read that Patrick was lucky enough. Next, problems. Problems means difficulties. Next word is semester. Start underlining in your books with me. Very good. Semester means a half or a quarter term in school or university. Next is dishcloth. A cloth used for washing dishes. Hamper. A basket with a lid. Next, grimaced and scowled, pursed his lips. This shows that his face had these expressions showing anger, disgust, and disapproval. It means Alf was not ready for this. Next word is wrinkled. It means slight folds on skin because of old age. Another word is cursed. Cursed means ill-fated. Let's move ahead. And true to his word, that little elf began to do Patrick's homework. Except there was one glitch. The elf didn't always know what to do and he needed help. Help me, he would say. And Patrick would have to help in whatever way. I don't know this word, the elf squeaked while reading Patrick's homework. Get me a dictionary. No, what's even better? Look up the word and sound it out by each letter. Now in this paragraph, kids, what is happening? Let's see. Keeping his words, the elf started doing his homework. But sometimes he needed help as he didn't know all the things. Because he's an elf and he did not know the study pattern of Patrick. Then Patrick had to help him every time. Sometimes while reading Patrick's homework, the elf would say, "Please read aloud. I don't know the meaning. Go get a dictionary and find out the meaning and help me out." And also, he would ask Patrick to identify each letter by sound to say the word aloud. Can you get something? It means Alf was not able to do Patrick's homework. He always asked Patrick for his help. Let's understand some of the new words. First word is glitch. Glitch means a fault in a machine that prevents it from working properly or a problem. Elf, we all know, a supernatural creature. Next is squeaked, means cried aloud.